Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Duck and run. We'll have more of these beat shots later on. Unless it runs out of battery, of course. Hey everyone, it's Chrissy from Everyday Survival Gear, and today we're checking out probably the coolest flashlight of 2021. I know I've probably said that a few times, but this time I actually think it really is, and I did so last time too. But this thing's bloody awesome. The Jetbeam Mini One SE. Basically like a little keychain style flashlight that has a disco strobe. Who doesn't love a disco strobe on their flashlights? So it comes in a nice little simple package like this. Cost about $15 US on sale, 14, 15, somewhere around there, so super cheap. Also means you don't get like a whole bunch of stuff with the light, but you do get like everything that you need to run the light because it has a built-in battery, and I literally just put this thing back in the pack and now it's stuck. Making me look soft on video. I do that myself. Oh no, it's stuck. Alright, so now we used all of our muscles and got the light unstuck. It only comes with this little keyring attachment, but that's all you need. So as you can see here, the body is clear, but it's actually a GTID, which is glow in the dark. Some cool acronyms there. It's got at the bottom here a blue, which is a UV LED. I can't really quite make out the branding. If we look closely, we can see. Yeah, can't really make it out, can we? Also has a RGB LED here and a Cree XPG here. So the Cree XPG is in a cold white tint, so that might put you off. But don't let it put you off, because this light has some pretty cool party tricks. Like that. Sold. Shut up and take my money. How cool is that? So Jetbeam say it's a multi-purpose EDC keyring. It does have Type-C charging, which you're going to need quite often because the battery is only 120 milliamp hours. So, it is what it is, you know. You can't really fit a bigger battery inside here. So, they could have made it a little bit bigger probably, but I'm not going to rag on that because it is pretty cool as it is. Counterfeit detecting signal light. I don't know what the hell. Oh, that must be the UV one, right? That's the UV LED there. So, counterfeiting that. It does have a maximum output of up to 500 lumens using the Cree XPG LED, and apparently these red and blue and green and that, they go to 150 lumens each, and they are bloody bright. So we'll check those out later when it's nighttime, but I'll run you through the modes in a sec. So it is using a side switch and only the 120 milliamp hour battery, lithium polymer. It is rated to 1.5 meter drop resistance and 2 meters underwater. It's so light that if you dropped it and it was on your keys, or even not on your keys, I think it'll be pretty sweet anyway. You're not really going to get into too much trouble. You know, the body, in a sense that the body is great because it's going to be on your keys and it's not going to get scratched. So I used to carry around, if you guys have seen my other videos, this tip Christmas edition, which I painted, and you can see they do get scratched like pretty badly. Even this my latest EDC that I use, the Astrolux K1, you can see, although it's stainless steel, it is pretty thrashed still. So having a kind of like a plastic body is kind of like a double-edged sword. It's not bad, but then it's not great because it's not going to be dissipating the heat as well as what a full aluminium body could. But it's also not going to get like scratched like a black anodized keyring light will. I think my camera is about to fall over. So this is the Cree XPG3 here, which is sitting underneath optics. This top part here does appear to be stainless steel, which is pretty cool. So they probably put that there just for a bit of protection, to protect the LED. I would guess that the LED is kind of like encased and enclosed under the optics. There would probably be like, there'd have to be a little bit of heat sinking here, but it won't be quite as good as having like a whole torch, even if you got a shelf. No like kind of heat sinking for these LEDs. But then again, they're not like too bright, so it should be pretty sweet just on the PCB as it is. The UV one probably might overheat, but all it's going to do is step down anyway. And you know, you do have the bit of metal here underneath that can carry some of the heat if the traces are running that way from the USB Type-C. I can't seem to open anything on this light today. I can't even get the light out of the bloody packet. Fail whale. we're gonna need oh yes, oh, I was doing it from the wrong side, that's probably why. So yeah, alright guys, we're outside with the Jetbeam Mini One SE Special Edition. I'm just checking out the lowest, ultra low, whatever it's called, Moonlight Mode, the 1 lumen mode. So here it is. You're not really going to use it for that much because it is like, look at the camera, can't even focus on it, there's not enough light, but you know, it's enough light to like kind of see your way around just in front of you. So it could come in handy on your keys because it's kind of like one of those little things, and compared to a light that you would have had like back in the days, like a mag light's not too bad, I guess. Okay guys, so next mode is low mode, 35 lumens. You can see the cubby house is pretty close to us, so it does a really good job. To me, it honestly looks a lot brighter than 35 lumens because even if we go a bit further down here, like over here, we can see pretty well. And that cubby house is like 3 meters from me, so it's not that close. Like, so yeah, so we'll push and hold. Go next mode up. So next mode up is the medium mode, I guess. It's supposed to be 100 lumens, they say. Yeah, 100 lumens. So you can't see it that well in the backyard, but it does an okay job. We'll go back here to the cubby house. You can see it definitely is lighter than the other mode. You can like light up the trees and stuff up there. So we'll push and hold, and that'll be high mode. So that's 200 lumens. So you can see it's not super bright, but it is like enough light to light up the whole backyard, just pretty dimly. So from me to the door, you're looking like, I don't know, 8 to 10 meters away. So it's not too bad. And remember, to the back of the fence, it is about 20 odd meters, so it is pretty far away. So only way to get to turbo mode is we'll turn that off, push and hold, and that's turbo mode there, 500 lumens. And the light is starting to get a little bit warm. I can feel the head getting pretty warm now. I think you can see it's pretty dimming quite a lot on the camera, but that's what you get from such a tiny light. You know, I can see it pretty fine. It's not like super bright. It doesn't really push and hold. Yeah. What do you guys reckon? Does it look like 500 lumens? Yeah, it is pretty bright actually. It's not super bright, now the camera isn't focusing, but it is brighter in person than it is on the camera, so it's not too bad. And the head's getting warm, so I guess I'll turn it off and we'll try the other modes out now. Okay guys, so that's a Jetbeam Mini One SE. You can see when we let it cool down, it does start a lot brighter, but it does dim pretty quick. So we'll turn on the night core tip. So that's the tip here to the right, and that's the Jetbeam Mini One SE to the left. You can see, although the tip isn't rated quite as bright, I don't think. The Jetbeam just turned off because my finger slipped. So that's the Jetbeam by itself. You can see they're pretty even actually. I wouldn't really call one above the other. But yeah, I know I've taken apart the night core tip quite a few times, and it does have a little shelf in there. It's not much of a shelf, but it does have a shelf. This tip SE, sorry, this Mini One SE is starting to heat up quite a bit. I can feel it right now on my fingers. It's getting very, very warm. So tip here, Mini One SE here. Yeah, they're pretty even. I can't really tell them apart actually. Alright guys, so we've got the Astrolux K1 on. I know it's on my keychain, but yeah, I don't really like it. I'm going to be honest. It's not really like a family favorite of mine. Let's put the Mini One SE on. I think I called it the tip like 100 times. Well, Nightcore is owned by, well, was owned by Jetbeam, so. Okay, so here's the Mini One SE on here to the left, and that's the Astrolux K1 there to the right. So when it first turns on, the Mini One is definitely lighter. It's definitely like has a lot more output, but it does dim down. But actually, for an all metal body, the K1 doesn't do quite a good job itself either. Oh, my finger just slipped. So yeah. So holding it on turbo, it does get pretty hot pretty quick, the Mini One SE, but it's not really made to stay on. They're only little keychain lights, so yeah, you're better off using it in the 100, 200 lumen range. There's enough light there anyway for most things. So that's the K1 on there, and Mini One SE. When am I going to learn? Mini One SE just turned off. We'll turn it back on. There we go. See, it's brighter. It wins. Yay. Alright guys, so now we're outside with the, let's see, I'm going to start a night call counter, and we'll see how many times I got the name wrong, with the Jetbeam Mini One SE. So right now it's on UV mode, and I've kind of noticed it's not very UVE, so I've got a $20 note out here, and if you put it over like the strips that should illuminate under UV light, it, at an angle it does a little bit, but yeah, not really. Compared to like, I got this, I got the crappy ass K1 out here, and if we put that one there, so I don't know how you guys can see because the night core is still on. Let me turn the night core off, and the camera's gonna go crazy. But right here you can see it's showing it. So this is a better wavelength than the Jetbeam, I'd say, but nowhere near as bright. So yeah, so we'll move on. That's the red light from the K1. And I'll show you the red light from the Mini One SE. That's the difference. So right now it's on strobe mode. I should have warned you guys if you got like epilepsy, just do not watch this video. So right now it's on the red and blue strobe. It's super bright. It's supposed to be 150 lumens each, and like, you know, the whole screen is right now covered in brightness. So, you know, you can see that chair over there is getting lit up by it. The whole roof is actually, can you guys see the roof? Well, you can't see the roof. It might not be that bright because it's pretty far away. We'll push and hold to the next mode. Then it just like kind of changes colors. RGB, just cycles that. Then we got like the blinky mode in red, which is probably the mode that I'll use the most besides the normal white mode. Because it's kind of like a stroby kind of mode, you know, if you're out fishing. But I think it's probably a little bit too bright to use as like a signaling mode, unless you're in danger. If you're in danger, it'll be perfect because you make your assailant blind. Push and hold again, and now it's just like a normal red on mode, which, you know, is super bright. So, you know, look at how bright it is. That's the plane over there. Don't mind the PWM. That's the chair over there. The chair is at least like an arm's length away, plus some, and all the way to that tree over there. So you can see super bright, like red light. This is also another mode that I'll probably be using quite a lot because the red light doesn't disrupt your night vision quite as much as the white light. Next up is green. Green is also super bright. It's kind of brighter like closer in than further out, but you know, it does light up the chair really well. And all the way to the tree. It actually could be brighter than the red. Actually, it looks like it is, because that looks a lot better on camera than the red did. And then we got a blue that is not UV. Well, the other blue doesn't seem UV either, so they should have just left it with the RGB LED. But this blue is brighter than the, definitely a lot brighter than the UV one. I didn't really try the UV one at distance because UV LEDs are not really made for that. And whoop, we'll push and hold and cycle again, and it just goes back to that blinky mode. And that's pretty much it. So I'll turn that off and I'll just put this on. We'll go back to some beam shots out here. So yes, that is pretty much the Jetbeam, not Nightcore, the Jetbeam Mini One SE. You know, it's a very cheap light, but it's built really good. It's using some premium quality parts. You know, you do get a lot of value for the money. Like to grab them for like 15, 20 US dollars, you are getting like a lot of light for the money. Understandably, the battery isn't the biggest, but like it's not too bad, and you do get charging from USB Type C. So, you know, it is full waterproof and everything. Overall, I would rate this light pretty highly. I think like as a keychain light, it should perform pretty well. I'm not sure how many times you're gonna like really need those kind of blinky modes, but you know, if maybe if your car broke down somewhere and you had kind of like no hazard lights, um, it'll come in handy for that. You know, as for me, as I said, like rock fishing, kind of doing any kind of sports like that, where you want people to be able to see you, it'll come in handy for that too, which is pretty good. And you know, you can just use the colored LEDs if you just want to get into your house, because they'll be on your keys, so that might be a better option than using the white LED. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.